Hello friends, Mandar here. I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to talk about Green Card EAD. I have been getting a lot of questions on clarifications on what can I do on Green Card EAD versus H1B while the I-485 adjustment of status is pending. So if you're interested in this topic of what you can do on EAD versus H1B while your I-485, which is adjustment of status, is pending, then stick around until the end and let's get started. If you are here for the first time, welcome. My name is Mandar and I make immigration related videos for US and Canada. I'm not an immigration lawyer, so anything that I say in this video or on my channel is for information purpose only. And if you like my video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. For your personal immigration needs, you should hire a competent immigration attorney. That said, let's get started. So I was actually planning to make H1B changes related video because I posted a poll last night and with overwhelming majority people wanted to know the changes on H1B. Now I was reading through the topic and it is very in-depth. So I want to do justice to that topic of H1B changes. So I'll continue my research and make the video tomorrow instead of today. In the meantime, I thought I would make this quick video because I have been getting a lot of questions on EAD. So let's talk about it. So EAD is Employment Authorization Document. It is given to several different categories of visa. So it is given to asylum seekers, it is given to students, it is given to visa holders, it is given to spouses of L1 and H1 under certain conditions. So there are several different categories of EAD. Today what specifically I am talking about is EAD based on your adjustment of status or pending adjustment of status. When your priority date for green card is current, you can apply for the final stage of green card, which is I-485 or adjustment of status. Along with this, you can also apply for EAD card, which is Employment Authorization Card. This is also a combo card along with advanced payroll, as I mentioned in the previous video. But let's focus on EAD for now. So this EAD, when you apply concurrently with 485, you usually get it within 3 months. Lately, it has been taking a little bit longer. I hear it's taking up to 7 or 8 months. But there is a proposal where they are going to allow premium processing for EAD. So let's say you got your EAD. So what happens next? Up until now, you have been maintaining your H1 or L1 status as your non-immigrant status. That will keep you in status in the United States while your I-485 is in progress. So until the day you get your green card, you need to maintain your status in United States. That is one of the fundamental things that the immigration officer is going to look at while adjudicating your I-485 or adjustment of status. Were you in status throughout the process and throughout the time that you have spent in the United States? They are going to look for signs where you fell out of status and you don't want to give them any evidence or any proof that you were ever out of status in the United States, because that is a strong ground for disqualification or denial of your I-485. So you have to be very careful. So I would highly recommend that if you have the means and if you have the support from your employer, always maintain your non-immigrant status, which is H1 or L1. Now that said, you might ask, why do we need an EAD? The EAD is given to pending I-485. Now pending I-485 or adjustment of status is in several different categories. It is also in family based or marriage based green cards. So in that case, there is no non-immigrant status. So they give you an opportunity to work while your adjustment of status is pending, which is a very good thing. So EAD is additional piece of documentation that you will have while your adjustment of status is pending, and that will allow you to work for any employer. So now let's look at some specific questions that I keep getting on the channel. The first one, can I work with my employer on H1B while also opening a business on EAD? Now first and foremost, although you get a EAD card while you are on H1 and while your adjustment of status is pending, just by receiving an EAD card does not mean that you are in that status or you are using that card. You have to officially submit an I-9 to your employer if you want to use EAD instead of H1. and if you choose to do so, your H1 is discontinued. So if you submit an I-9 with employer with your EAD card information, that will invalidate your H1. Now you are on EAD. You cannot be maintaining two statuses. You can either be on H1B or you could be using your EAD. So once that is clear, now let's come to the question, can I do a side business while maintaining my H1B with the employer? So I assume you are talking about working with an employer that already holds your H1B. Yes, you can. So you have an H1B from your employer and you are working full-time or part-time for that employer. And now you want to say that I want to start a business. So regardless of your green card process, yes, you can own a business. You can own shares. You can own stocks. You can own a passive income business. You can buy a franchisee. You can buy a business as long as you are not violating H1B conditions. What it means is anything you work, it has to have an H1 because you are on H1 status. If your business does not give you an H1, you cannot work in that business. That doesn't mean you cannot own it. You can own it 100%, but you just can't work in it. And it is very hard to prove if it comes to that stage to an immigration officer that you own a business but you don't work in it. But it is possible. Technically, it is possible. So you can have a business that is run by somebody else who is authorized to work in the country, and you can just own it and gain the profits. So that is possible. It is no different than owning shares or owning your retirement savings, which is invested in stocks and bonds that are working for you and giving you some capital gains that you report in your income tax. That is fine. So you are not violating your H1B terms. So I hope that clarifies. Another thing, point number 2, can I work for multiple jobs while on H1? Yes, that is possible as well. Remember, you need to have an H1B for any work that you do. So if you have one H1B with one employer and you are working for them, say 20 hours, you can have another H1B in parallel with another employer and work for them for another 20 hours. But remember, any work that you do will need an H1. But in practice, it's not possible for majority of the people in the US because that will lead to additional scrutiny on the part of visa officer, and you may have problems while extensions and transfers. While technically it is possible, it is not recommended. I was talking about all the things that you can do on H1 non-immigrant status while your green card is pending or not. So remember, EAD and H1B cannot be held at the same time. So if you choose to use EAD, you can do that 2 times. While staying in the United States, you can submit an I-9 to an employer with your updated EAD card information, which is green card EAD, and let go of your H1B status. That is one way. The second way is if you travel outside of United States and while coming back at the port of entry, instead of showing your H1B stamp, you show your EAD card, which is also the advanced parole card. So advanced parole will let you come in on as a parolee pending I-485. But what that also means is now you can give your EAD card to your employer and start working as an EAD. So now you no longer have your H1B, but you are maintaining your status as a pending I-485 and working on the basis of EAD card. Now there is another question that comes from many people. If I'm using my EAD card, can I change employer? And I'm specifically talking about pending I-485, which is green card EAD. Can I change the job? Yes, you can. What kind of job you can do? Now technically EAD will allow you to do any kind of job. You can drive Uber, you can work for multiple employers and as part-time, or you can continue to do your current job just changing the status. EAD opens up a lot of opportunities for you. Now what does it mean for your pending I-485 application? So a lot of lawyers tell people that even if you use your EAD, you need to have a job that is based on your I-140, which is a valid argument. But I'm going to tell you technically what is valid and what is not. Green card is for future employment. So at the time of adjudication or your I-485 approval, the visa officer wants to know whether the job offer that you mentioned in I-140 is still valid. If you still have that bona fide job offer that you mentioned in your I-140, as long as you can prove that, your I-485 should not have any problem. What I mean by that is either you would be working in that same job that you specified in I-140, or you would have that job lined up as soon as you get the green card. In majority of the cases, you would be working in the same job, so you will have no issue. But even if you change the job, you will need to you have a job lined up which is in accordance with whatever you mentioned in your I-140. I hope this makes sense. So technically, yes, you can change your job on EAD and take up any other job, but you should have a bona fide job offer letter from an employer which is based on the same job description that you mentioned in I-140, which should be valid job offer, and you should be able to start that as soon as your I-485 is approved. That is what the visa officer is going to look at. Do you have the job offer now according to whatever you specified in I-140? As long as you can provide that evidence through Supplement J or current job offer, you should be fine. So although EAD allows you to do any job during that specific window of time until your I-485 gets adjudicated, you should have a bona fide job offer that is according to I-140 and job specifications according to I-140. Either you should be working in that job or you should have that job lined up. So those were some of the critical questions that I wanted to answer in this video. So I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. If you have any other questions in mind, I will make quick another video to answer those questions as well. So I'll see you in the next one.